Greetings, one and all, and welcome to more Warhammer 40k lore. I am the Mick, and today I am going to be talking about the Warp. The Warp is more or less a parallel universe to the Materium, or real world, or real space. And this area is often called the Immaterium, or sometimes even just Chaos, for those who know actually about Chaos. But instead of being made of like physical matter and places with time passing and physics and all the good shit that we've come to know and love, it's just this swirling ocean of psychic energy. In fact, the warp is the source of all psychic powers in the 40k universe. Other instances of this power being used is also called sorcery and witchcraft. Unless, of course, you follow the God Emperor, in which case it's just a righteous act of the God Emperor. The Warp is also home to the Chaos Gods and their demonic hordes. I'll be introducing them here in a little bit. The Warp is also considered by many factions, groups, and cultures within the 40k universe to be where your soul goes when you die. This place is starting to sound more and more like what most people would call hell. It's kind of because it is, except, if you cranked it up by like 1,000. Many people in 40k consider the Warp a culmination of relentless psychic power and raw emotion that is more or less given some level of physical form. It is also believed that the Warp only exists given the fact that there is sentient life within the Materium. Kind of one of those one thing can't exist without the other type of things going on here. Now, for the next bit I'm about to tell you, I want you to remember that this whole place is literally like hell times 1,000. Yeah, remember that whole bit? Yeah, keep that in mind. So the Imperium of Man has developed faster-than-light travel within the 40k universe. And they accomplish this by entering into the Warp itself and traveling through it. Now, obviously, they don't just hop into hell and wave to all the myriad of demons while the humans are on their way to go get groceries on the other side of the galaxy and come out the other end completely unscathed and without any issue. But warp travel is going to have to be another episode after this. The line between the warp and the real world differs depending on where you are. Kind of like that witching hour, world of the dead type stuff. In fact, some places in the galaxy are pretty much completely exposed to the warp, and this is thanks to some hedonistic space knife-eared I mean the Eldar. Again, gonna have to be another episode. Where these lines are the thinnest within the Materium, or again, real space, people tend to hear voices. You might start finding that chaos cults seem to start springing up, and sometimes there might even be some level of an invasion of chaos demons that could occur. One such place within the galaxy of 40k is called the Askelon Sector, and I probably completely mispronounced that, so go ahead, rib me in the comments. Improper warp travel, overuse or abuse of psychic powers, or just being exposed to the warp where the veil is thin can cause actual insanity. And no, not like that derogatory term that people like to throw out when talking about people with mental conditions. I mean like actual psyche-splitting, mind-altering, eldritch horror type shit. This can also lead to just straight-up death or horrible mutations of the body, turning random people into subservient beasts of chaos. And then speaking of chaos and ruinous powers, as they're also called, these gods reside in a portion of the warp known as the Realm of Chaos. The demons who follow these chaos gods are not just able to hop into the Materium. So yeah, demon invasion possible, but there are a lot of conditions that do need to be met for these demons to actually manifest in real space. So, like, hey, 40k's version of Silver Linings, am I right? The Chaos Gods also draw power from the Immaterium, just like many of the 40k universe draws power from the Warp, or the Immaterium. Again, that whole one without the other thing. The Chaos Gods who reside in the Realm of Chaos are as follows. You have Korn, the blood god. The next one up is Slanesh, the prince of pleasure. Then we've got Tzeentch, the lord of change, and Nurgle, the lord of decay. The chaos gods themselves within this realm are constantly engaged in a never-ending war that really overall just distracts them from real space. That is, unless someone's actions threaten one or all of the chaos gods, or if someone presents a way for the gods to increase their power. You know, super psychically attuned and easy for corruption, that sort of thing. You know, modern politicians if they had more brain cells. Another part of the warp is known as the Formless Wastes. This is also known as the Chaotic Abyss, or the Land of Lost Souls. These are regions within the warp that aren't necessarily controlled by any of the ruinous powers specifically. Most of the landscape here is completely formless and ever-changing based off of the thoughts and emotions of sentient species, as well as some of their actions, depending on what they may be. This is where many demon princes and greater demons with extremely strong psychic powers tend to make their homes. Overall, the warp is a hellish place that is home to insane powers and is ever-changing based on the nightmares, emotions, and doings of all sentient species, save for a very few that reside within real space. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what Chaos God I should cover in the next video. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.